and Take podcast with Brucey, Chuff and Lush.
Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to another episode. We are live. We're live.
But you won't be hearing this live.
How many days till Christmas?
Oh, good question. Welcome,
Better get my
gents.
Christmas presents sorted.
Yeah, we started doing that today in the family thread.
What, Secret Santa?
No, we don't do Secret Santa. Everyone buys each other something. So everyone just says,
so
this is
still,
what I want.
Still a bunch of kids.
Straight to it. You try telling my sister that. My sister loves presents. It's her favourite thing.
Yeah, because Mum and Dad Chiari spoil her rotten, don't they?
Oh, she's only getting on the family. Of course she's going to get spoiled. But, you know, she's doing it tough in quarantine. Doing it real tough.
Come on, Sammy.
My heart bleeds for her.
Jeez. 2 weeks in a fucking beach house.
Yeah, it's so funny. She had to do a live cast today.
Yeah.
So she did it from downstairs in the games room. And she was like she was giving it to McGowan. I started losing it. I was tweeting to her because she's all over Twitter. I was like, taste. Every chance I got. She's like, I can't believe you have to stay another week when people were coming in. And I was just went, taste. And she's getting so pissed off. She's messaging me. She's like, can you just fuck off? I was like, it must suck being 3 meters from the beach and you can't go to the beach on a 38-degree day.
Yeah, actually, that would be torture.
So Dad bought him a blow-up pool. So her and hubby were in a blow-up pool with the dogs today because it was so bloody hot down there. But she gets out, I think, Tuesday night, midnight, she's out. And then we're having a big family barbecue next Wednesday with all these people.
Is that all of us?
Come.
Yeah.
Is it going to be pale?
Yeah, there'll be airing because there's about 30 people coming up to Mum and Dad's apartment because they're going to meet the new man.
Oh.
Wait, there's a new man, is there?
She's had a new man for a while now. They bought a house together over in Manly.
Really?
Yeah, his name's Matt. He's a good English gentleman. Seems like a good bloke, so I'm looking forward to
They bought
actually
a house
meeting him.
together. That is big.
Sorry, when I say house, I mean in Sydney, house terms, it's about 130 square metres.
Yeah, but like they've bought a house
They bought it together.
That's huge.
Yeah, no, it's good. He seems like a good bloke, and they got a little Tedster. If you follow me on Instagram, you would see that little cavoodle. That dog's great, man. He just loves love. He'd fit right in here at AGT.
Cavoodle.
Just
Every
loves
time I
love.
hear that, it makes me
AGT, we like manly dogs here, you know.
That dog is manly.
laugh. Like my French English bulldog.
Yeah, a little cavoodle.
It's not little, man. It's not. No way. It's about that big.
Oh, so it's grown.
It's grown. It's big. It's bigger than Gus.
Yeah, cavoodles. Yeah, all right.
Gus balks him hard.
Bigger than Gus. My right shoe's bigger than Gus.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
Yeah.
He's a little bit bigger than Gus. But anyway, we transgress. Not really, but how is
Transgress.
That's the word of. That is the word of
I
the
love
Anakin
it.
Tape
I love
podcast.
it. How was the weekend, boys? How was it?
Oh, look, Large Dogs Bucks party was huge.
It wasn't big. I had $2 that day. That was a mission, but it was good.
I was rough on Sunday.
How rough?
Threw up a couple of times.
On Sunday.
What are you on about? Really?
Throwing up the next day sucks.
That's how sick. How much you drunk?
I
You were that
don't
sick.
think I drank that much. Like compared to what I drank maybe at your wedding, it wasn't like it wouldn't have been a huge difference. And if anything, I'd maybe think I drank a little less. At
And you probably wouldn't have mixed as much at the wedding.
Oh, honey, at the wedding I had vodka and
Yeah, at the wedding you would have mixed more. At the Bucks, probably not.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I for some reason just didn't sit well, and I was throwing up a couple of times. The missus, we had to go see some friends for a little Christmas thing we do every year, and she was like, "I can't believe you said you weren't going to drink that much. You said you were."
Once you get in the mood,
come home reasonable time. You said you were.
What time did you get home?
Actually, no, it wasn't even the time I came home. I was rough, and we had to go to Mandurah, and because they live in Bunbury, we had to meet them halfway, and so the drive to Mandurah was the worst drive.
You drove to Mandurah.
Yeah,
You had to drive?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so
she made you
it
drive.
was so no, I did.
I always
She
have to
didn't
fucking
make
drive
me.
as well.
I said I could drive.
Yeah.
And so I drove there, and towards the end, I was just like really tired, and so the concentration I had, because I've got my son in the back seat. Yeah, it's like It's fucking hard. And so I said, as soon as we got out, I was like, "You're driving back."
Yeah. So you were you nauseous hung like that? Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
Yeah.
And then driving.
And I don't, like it's hard because yesterday I felt rough as well. Not like I didn't like want to throw up, but I was nauseous a little bit. And it was like 2 days.
Yeah.
So you didn't feel right on Monday.
I don't even know if I feel 100% even today.
Yeah.
It's like that's just one night out.
It hurts now, hey. Fuck. Takes that little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's like after the Bucks, man. It took me a week.
Oof.
We're at that age. But that was a good note. Lawn bowls is fun.
I sucked at it.
Yeah, I'm with Reese. We sucked. We were out in the first
I was
round.
pretty good. Yeah, I know. I was responsible for knocking you out.
Maybe.
5-0.
Yeah.
I like
you're gonna take up lawn bowls as a
Eventually.
yeah.
Yeah. I could see you walking cane, one knee, because you're 100% having a walking cane.
It's the kind of thing you can actually be stoned for. I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could be smoking a doobie. By then,
Yeah,
you should be
exactly.
able to smoke doobies recreational, and you will be out there with a doobie and a walking stick.
The UN just took it off the drugs list.
It's no longer one of the most what list was on?
dangerous drugs.
Yeah, dangerous drugs list. They took it off. Well, no shit, because it's been
Now it's
classified.
on medicine. The only thing dangerous from stoned is the fridge.
That is very
But
true.
Losh, did you win the best dress?
Top 3.
Who won?
Dermot Brereton.
That was a deserved winner,
Yeah.
and it was you and someone else.
Looker with Rocky.
No, I don't think Lucas should. I reckon Catters
Yeah, I agree.
was
Cat has put in the most
now
one of the most
jockey.
efforts.
The jockey outfit that he ordered would have been whatever, but the fact that he got the
You got the kit
Galanti
from the Galanti
silks.
silks.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I reckon that should have got him in there because Luca essentially just wore tracksuit pants and it.
Yeah, but
Tracksuit top.
Lookers,
He
if you
looked
watch the
like-
movie, he was
but
spot on.
he looked like the Rocky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Don't
looked
get me wrong.
spot on.
But in terms of effort, like the Catters thing, getting the silk from
Yeah.
that's I reckon that was big. That deserves a top 3 mention.
Yeah.
Definitely. But the Brereton one was good.
Yeah, even the chest. Try and get some photos to put up with that. That was
yeah, that was good.
But it was
So
good fun.
I thought I was solid in Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon was solid.
Yeah,
Maradona was solid. All three of us.
Yeah, I
were
thought the photo.
Not enough.
Thought it was
Not
solid.
enough. I didn't get enough credit for my attention to detail.
I don't think
That-
anyone really knew what
If they hadn't
Maradona.
noticed that the strip I was wearing was like the 88, the 89, 90
Nah.
strip.
No, there's not many that would know.
Not many would have known that. There was some piss poor efforts as well.
To be honest, mine sucked without the mask, so I thought I was.
You look like a chef hand. You did.
Which
you look like
coincidentally you
just
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
because you ran a kitchen for ages, and I always used to come down to the place that we will not speak of. And then see the guys coming out of the out of the kitchen. I was like, "That's what you look like." That's what I reminded.
Except they would have their hair tied up.
Yeah, but no, it was a good night, good bucks. Geez, that pig on the spit was unreal. It was a great just to rock up and get it fresh off, straight into it. Good
Bit of
food.
slaw.
But congratulations to Large Dog, who was dressed up instead of in a dress as Wilfred,
Wilfred, yeah.
Wilfred the
Ended up
dog.
dressing as a large dog.
as a large dog.
Yeah.
He ate a chili off the floor after
Oh.
he spat it out, and I was looking at him. I was like, "How the hell did you just do that?"
Yeah, he goes through it on the level, doesn't he?
Relatively,
He was actually very tame.
yeah, tame. Best on ground. Vincent Mule, no, Vincent Monterosso, sorry. Geez, he turned one on, Big Vinny.
Yeah, he's good, wasn't he?
How funny was the suit that he bought from India? He thought he was buying it from America.
Came from Bangladesh.
Came from
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, completely
$800 got ripped off.
got ripped off. But
Doesn't fit him. Looks like shit.
Yep,
did he get ripped off though? Because he wore it to the Bucks and he wore it well.
Yeah.
that's it. And I think the highlight of the night was, and Damon, you can tell the story because it was Pando that
Oh,
Came
no, I'm
to
not
you.
telling this story.
Yes, we are.
We can't.
Yes, we are.
We can't.
Yes, we are, because it made my night to see the joy it brought to someone else's face and how much he laughed.
Well, we'll leave names out of it.
We'll leave names, but this particular person in the group has the hairiest ass known to mankind.
I'm not telling this.
I'm telling it. I just won't use names. What's the word?
you share a
just,
name,
just go
Raymond.
for it, mate.
So we've known this guy has the hairiest ass on probably this side of the equator. Will he say that?
it's nothing to be ashamed about.
No, it's nothing to be ashamed about. He's a man. He's a hairy man, and that's just how it goes. But his ass is abnormally hairy. Anyway, so
Someone said to me that they had a hairy ass. And I
Yes.
said, trust me, you don't. And he goes, man, I'm telling you, it's so bad. It's so bad. I was like, come here. I got him. I got our friend. I went outside and I said, show me. He showed me his first. I laughed at him. I was
Yeah,
like,
I actually laughed because like,
Mine's
dude, that,
fucking hairy.
that's not even hairy. It was like
He
you know
goes to me
the
after-
the real light
Yeah,
ass hair.
I know.
It's like that's not hairy.
And he goes to me afterwards. It was pretty funny. He goes, well, I'm friends with a lot of Aussies, so they're not that hairy. I was like, yeah, fair enough. Compared to your mates. And then we got our friend to show his. And
My
the
God.
look on his face when he saw that ass, I laughed for half an hour.
I was in
My cheeks were sore,
He-
my dimples
he-
were sore. He was in
The
shock.
funniest part I remember afterwards would have been about an hour after. He was sitting, I think he just got a drink and he was walking back and he was just giggling to himself still at how hairy this bloke's ass was. And the only way I can describe it to the listeners at home was it's like he sat on a black cat and the cat is permanently stuck to his ass because you can't see skin. And God bless him because I don't know what it would be like wiping that ass on a daily basis.
And we move on.
Yes.
But we love you. You know you are.
Everyone knows.
Never change.
No, not like everyone's got a hairy ass in our group.
Yeah, but that. Okay, I won't say anymore. But that's not hairy. That's, as I said,
Prehistoric.
prehistoric.
Speaking of prehistoric,
Yeah.
there's been more monoliths.
Oh wow! Isn't this just escalated since last week? Now the people,
I reckon it's been
the people want to hear about
people
this
are making it up
Brucey.
now.
What? How?
They're not even there.
Random
They're not even
fucking
there. I don't think
places
they're
in the
there. I
world.
think they're superimposed.
There's one in Dandenong.
What?
Dandenong, eh? Melbourne.
Dandenong.
One popped up in Melbourne, and the other one was in the what was it? The
Isle of Wight in the UK.
it was Campton Beach or Compton Beach.
Yeah, Compton Beach and the Isle of Wight.
That's off the UK.
Yeah.
No, I think from it's just getting
Yeah,
getting
but
out
these
of
are the
control
most
here.
randomest places in the world. I understand if it was happening in like all over the US.
I just want to get a map and pin them all and see if they line up in some weird way, but I'll never do
like
it.
an arrow pointed to Perth.
Yeah, something like that.
No, I think look, we're not going to go into extraterrestrial kind of stuff, but
Why not?
I'm not going to go into that topic because it's a long and drawn out topic,
Never
but
ending.
never ending. But it feels like one came up and then all of a sudden,
Well, they're saying there's been
15.
at least another 2 copycat monoliths discovered elsewhere in the US as well.
well, not
There was one,
they're not the same.
not the same, but there was one in Pine Mountain in California
See
as
what
well.
I mean?
But it's just weird ass places for these things to keep popping up.
And like, how do you just quickly whip one of them up if you're going to?
They're 4 meters high. They're not what you call. It's not something to easily move around.
No.
It-
It's not
it's
sitting in the back of someone's shed and saying, "Oh, let's."
well,
just put it
this
somewhere."
one in the Utah, was it Utah?
Yeah.
That's just one piece. That's not like something that looks easily broken up into pieces. That's just one big piece.
Just a big hunk of metal.
Yeah. The remaining one looks a bit shitty compared to that one. They're side by side, but even still, it's not. It's just one piece.
It's probably a marketing ploy
For what? Kanye's new album?
for a new shopping mall or something like that.
Kanye's new album. I just want answers.
I want answers. What do you think it is, Losh?
I don't know, man. Like, it's just either someone with a really good sense of humour or we've all got about 2 months to live and then it's just going to be World War Z
No thanks.
invasion.
Thanks.
No thanks.
How do you reckon you'd go in a zombie apocalypse?
Fucking wicked.
Yeah?
I love The Walking Dead. I love Werewolves. I love that shit. So I think I'd go all right.
We're pretty much fucked because we can't get our hands on any guns.
No. I don't even
Not
know
like
where
the
to
Americans can.
I don't need a gun. I've got my hedge trimmer at home. That thing's a beast.
start. Yuck, that's a messy situation.
That is.
Yuck.
If you're going to do it, get messy.
Nah, I just lock myself inside.
Just lock the
Everything.
doors.
We've got heaps of pasta. We've got heaps of tin.
He's a moe.
Yeah, we just get murrayed. Hannah stocked up when she thought that Corona and everything was going to get shut down. So we've got
She's one of those little hoarders.
I think something else said. Boy, that little whore. Whoa.
You said it, I mean.
That's my wife.
That's my
I've had
wife.
some conversations with
Little
your wife.
hoarder. She's definitely a hoarder.
But that's some pretty crazy shit, this stuff.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I just want answers. That's all.
Yeah.
How's the first person in the UK
Oh yeah.
got the first vaccine?
And then the second one.
Well, got it.
An old lady.
An old lady, first person to get it. So they're rolling it out in the UK. I think it's this week. Obviously, they've already started, but I think major rollouts start happening across the whole country for them.
Jeez.
That's huge. That's a big step in the right direction. Fingers crossed all goes
hopefully,
well.
And for myself, Lauren's family, the UK get it. They can come here.
Yep. How long till we can go there? That's the question.
Well, Qantas have said that they won't sort of, even though they're letting people travel, that necessary that you have to get the vaccine. If it's available to get, you have to have it to be able to travel internationally.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great ploy
Good
by the
call.
airlines, because that's really the only way it gets around is travel.
Yep.
So
I
if
agree.
they make it compulsory, if you don't want to get it, great. You just can't leave your country. I think that should be a world thing that they bring in. A law.
Conspiracy theorists are going to love that.
Oh, they're going to hammer that.
Can't wait.
And you know what? Rightfully so. And there's,
Rightfully so.
you know what? Just give them something to talk about, because they need something else to talk about. These
I prefer they didn't talk, really.
Yeah.
anti-vaxxers are also having a field day with this fucking thing.
Ugh, yuck.
It's like a perfect storm brewing.
It is.
Yeah.
There's going to be protests, and then they'll probably all get corona.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
Natural selection.
yeah. But I'm going to get the vaccine. You're going to get it. Chop, are you anti-vax?
No, I'm going to get it.
I don't want to be the first person to get it. I want to give
No,
it a couple
no.
months, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we won't be.
Let
It'll be
let someone else
healthcare.
try
It'll be
it out.
healthcare workers and the elderly to get it first.
Yeah. So once everyone starts getting mutated and whatever, then I'll be like, oh, maybe not.
Maybe not.
What happens if it mutates you in the biggest and best way and gives you superpowers?
Yeah, what's the mutation that you want?
What happens if you can start fucking Spider-Man and shit?
Mutation that I want is just like able-bodied, no knee arms. Serious, just
What,
What, 20 kilos lighter?
Strength like Wolverine?
yeah, strength, but just more like sound body. Do you know what I mean? Just no injuries, no waking up and everything's sore.
I feel
Imagine
ya.
it just
I'm with you there.
cures everything. Like,
Just
I feel like my knee wobbles now. Like, my right knee gives way all the time.
Yeah,
So there's clearly some instability there.
yeah.
And
That's
it's just
what I mean,
get
just-
the vaccine and just gone.
No more rashes.
no more itsy.
No more. Chop's tummy gets fixed.
I wish it was that easy.
But now they've opened the borders here in WA to everybody, and
So is it just free for all now? You can just fly it, same as before.
yeah, don't have to quarantine.
And do you have to wear masks on plane?
Yes,
Planes?
I think they're advising to. Yes,
Yeah, it's
you no
probably
longer
smart,
have to
mate.
wear a mask in Melbourne now, so that's gone. But I think they advise you on air travel to wear it.
Just hope we can get to next year, footy season,
Yeah.
crowds are back, get to some normality.
Yeah, but they won't have full crowds ever.
Yeah, I don't care.
They'll keep it like 30,000, 40,000.
Ever.
Well, until there's a vaccine, they won't take the risk.
Yeah. Well, full crowds, whatever.
They're talking about putting the AFL players back in a bubble next year, so they can get the season done, just in case there is an outbreak. But there'll be hubs everywhere.
Well, as long as there's a season.
As long as there's a season. No, not putting up with no sport. Just push through.
Well, it's
Find
just
a way.
like the NFL. There's no reason not to have sport
NBA
now.
starts in a couple of weeks. Awesome.
There's
Christmas
crowds
Day?
back. Nah, yeah,
Couple
just
days
couple
before.
days before, yeah. So there's crowds back in the EPL for the first time this week.
Couple of
And what do you
thousand.
know? As soon as West Ham gets a crowd in, we fucking lose. So I
3-1.
prefer to keep the crowds out. And we were up 1-0. And their first goal, the ball was was out, came back in.
Did United get another penalty?
Oh, look, United get kissed on their dick. So don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
But no, look, it's great. Fingers crossed everything stays this way for the Christmas period so everyone gets home to the loved ones
That's it.
and everyone has a good Christmas.
You know, he's saying, all right, there's no crowds next year. Like, how long are we going to be? Like,
No, there'll be crowds.
There'll be crowds,
Yeah, I don't
but
know,
just
but like-
capped.
when's it not going to be
Till
crowds?
the
Like,
till vaccine rolls out
when's
here.
this just going to be a
We're,
memory?
we're meant to be getting the vaccine in March. And it's
Well-
10 million doses. So that's going to be half the population. And then they reckon that herd immunity will start happening anyway.
Yeah, well, leave the scientists to do all that stuff. But I'd reckon with the vaccine rollout, they'll start to. I reckon the MCG would be, hopefully by the start of next season, all going well, would be able to fit half capacity.
That's a good
So
crowd.
50,000.
Mm.
And Perth Optus Stadium would be probably half, if not
Yeah,
three-quarter.
So 30.
But
Pretty
no
fast.
one's got it in Victoria. No one's got it here. No one's.
It's not that no one's got it. It's still we still have cases.
Yeah.
They're quarantined, and you know where they come from. That's the key.
Yeah.
It's when you don't know
Like
where
the
they come
SA
from.
one, they had to track it back, and they finally tracked it back. There was a worker in a hotel that worked at a pizza joint and then it got out that way. But they were originally saying that it may have come through on packages and shit like that.
No.
So they still don't know how long the stuff lasts for.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you guys, because I watched a really cool doco. I'm halfway through it on that Tekashi 6ix9ine
Just
guy.
couldn't sit through the whole
saga
thing.
of Danny Hernandez. Nah, I was watching it during lunch today. So
When you're working, you're just watching a doco.
I was eating my food, watching Netflix.
Perks of being the boss, eh?
That's the perks of being a boss. So he's a pretty crazy bloke, that Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I hate him, eh?
So
Not hate him like because I don't know him, but it just looks like someone I just wouldn't want to hang around.
yeah, he just basically got famous by wearing real out there and very offensive clothing, and then he jumped in with some rappers, and they were upcoming.
Isn't he the one that got put in prison in
Yeah,
Sweden?
and then he snitched out on
No,
all
that
the
was
bloods.
ASAP.
That was ASAP. This one's the one that turned on the Bloods in New York and snitched on him so he could avoid getting like 47 years in jail. He only got 2 years, and then the
So
last...
where's he in witness protection?
No, he's not even
He's
in
not.
witness. He's not. He doesn't give a
He's
fuck.
going around. He's like calling out rappers from, like, say, a Chicago rapper. He'll call them out, and then he'll video himself in Chicago on the streets with stacks of money. But like, it looks like he's got SEAL Team 6 around him.
He's
Like,
basically...
absolute massive bodyguards everywhere he goes.
He's
And
not-
then
yeah.
people like he's at a shopping mall or something, and then he's on Instagram Live. People work out he's there, and he sees he gets a little bit of hype, and then he just takes off.
He's basically a troll. That's what this whole doco is about. The fact that he's not even a rapper. He's got songs out. He's made some songs, but how he got big was just by trolling everyone on
Just
Instagram.
called out
and that.
everyone. Said he was better than Tupac. Just pissed off that people.
Yeah, just putting
See,
up
what I don't
lewd
like
shit
get
up
from
on
him is that, yeah, he calls people out, but in America they just pull out a gun.
That's why I don't
Like a
understand.
bodyguard's not really going to do anything.
Yeah, then see what happened with him was he at the start he was just putting up all these like explicit content. Everyone started finding because it was just a wow factor. Like, oh my god, Then he got his face tattoos. Then he started doing his hair like rainbow colors and shit. Then he got in with the actual gangs, and that's when he started like doing robberies and all this shit, like becoming a hard cunt. But they reckon it was all just for show, essentially, so he could keep getting the social media content because he was posting all this shit. And that's how he got big. So every time he released a song, he released his own video, and the video would get 400-500 million hits in a month. So he's just making bank from that every time he did it. So he'd release a song every 2 months. It would go to like...
And the songs are
dog shit.
terrible.
But everyone wanted to watch the videos.
You're the black on the regular. Like, he just screams and shouts like,
It's Treyway.
Treyway.
Oh fuck! It's crazy how he got big, and now he's out. He's like multi-millionaire, just from basically putting up social media content and decided to become a rapper.
And now,
Chop, just get out some content, mate.
fuck
start-
getting famous that way.
Yeah, start getting in gangs, Brucey, and we'll insert you into a
I don't
gang.
think we have any gangs here.
We'll get a face tat.
That's
Can you get a
worth it.
face tat and still work at?
No,
Probably not.
Probably not. Get a 6ix9ine on the cheek, Brucey.
that'll be funny. First tat I get on the face.
Straight on the face.
What do you reckon of face tats? In your honest opinion, because you're a big tattoo man, Loshy. Would you get one?
No. If I was in, say, if I was a tattoo artist, or if I could, if my industry permitted, probably not.
No.
I'd get
That is so intense.
I don't think you need one.
To
on
get
the
like
face.
anything on your face.
I'd like to get the side of my head tattooed, and then you can just grow your hair out, and then
What, there?
like, yeah.
I'd cop the back of the head around because you grow
Yeah.
hair over or something like that. But even that's just, it's fucking intense.
There's a lot of shit I like that I would never do.
What, neck tat as well? Like,
Yeah. Throat tattoo.
your cousin's got a bat, doesn't he?
And the other one, they both got their neck down
Yeah, they're tatted up heavily, those guys.
heavily.
Jeez.
Yeah, at the next level. They make you look like a little bitch.
Yeah, they've been gone for years.
Yeah.
Every month he's.
I don't know if I could do that. It must be some sort of addiction when you think about it to get that much done on your body.
Yeah, I get it. Like I said, if I had a different sort of job, I'd be head to toe,
Really?
neck to toe. Yeah, I fucking love it.
Being honest, Do you regret any of your tats?
Most
Yes.
of them, yes.
The one on his hand, absolutely.
No, that's not too bad now. I don't mind that now.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right. And then once I get the arm finished, it won't look as bad.
yeah.
But I definitely want to get my arm covered and
Get that baby doll covered?
years.
Yeah.
But actually, the rest of them I don't really mind that bad.
Mm.
I got a couple more booked in next month.
What are you getting done?
Shrek.
You're not what?
Mm.
You're getting
Shrek,
Shrek.
where?
I don't know yet where.
What, like a good Shrek photo or Shrek? Got to get
Shrek.
Donkey as well.
Shrek wearing red Vans.
On your back?
Do you see now?
In homage to
Wow, really?
Why don't you get him wearing
'cause you
black
miss out-
chinos
I
or
thought about maybe the
What
red
you- what
suit
you wore in the
yeah,
wedding.
I thought about that. But I'm just
Really?
gonna get- I think just red Vans.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know
Shrek
where
is-
yet though.
Okay, let's
Get your
let's
other calf
hypothesize.
done.
But see, I think it would look. That's a logical spot, I guess. But I hate getting my legs tattooed now. Like I can't wait to get this right one finished and then be done with it.
All right,
There's
what
a lot to
about-
finish
yeah,
there as
I-
well.
What about on your arm?
Yeah, I was thinking arm, but then I want to be able to add maybe more to it. I don't
Shrek's not something I would love to show off. I'd have that hidden. That's
know. I
just
know.
me.
I'm quite contraire. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I was thinking forearm maybe.
Oof.
Because you are the Shrek to Hannah.
Yeah. There's heaps
So
of
does that mean Hannah's going to get Princess Fiona or what?
No, I'll probably end up getting Princess Fiona as well.
Oh, wow.
Every time we have a kid, I'll just do a little.
It's making me want to watch that movie.
I watch Shrek the Halls.
Any good?
Oh, yeah?
It's not bad. It's only half an hour. It's all the
Half an
Shrek-
hour?
Yeah, it's all the Shrek characters. Just a quick little one. It's funny. So I've been all we've watched is Christmas movies since we talked about it last podcast.
Mm.
So went through none of the super good ones yet. 'cause they're
saving
still
them.
a bit out.
Yeah.
So like a couple ran like Jingle Jangle, Forrest
Oh,
Whitaker.
yeah.
Don't bother if you haven't.
This is what I didn't
Jingle
watch that.
jangle.
Yeah, started it, didn't finish it. No. Fred Claus was a good one.
Yeah, I watched Fred Claus the other day.
Yeah, real good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that one. And then we watched Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito and Matthew.
Oh,
Broderick.
no, but I didn't. That's. So I'm going to write. I should write down a list and just go
There's a
through.
couple.
them.
If you Google it, there's a couple options. It says like a movie advent calendar, and it tells you every day they give you a new one to watch.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
a lot of them start with like a lot of them start.
Is
with
a
good
challenge to you, Losh. So you're going to watch Christmas movies up until Christmas Day, essentially. I want you to rank them. The ones you watch, do a top
Okay.
20, top 15, whatever,
ones.
how many you watch.
Yeah.
And when we come back for the first podcast after we come back after New Year's,
Yep.
you're going to go through your top 15.
Done.
All right. And we got our Christmas episode, our first Christmas episode on the 20. We're doing it on the 22nd, so we'll come out on the 23rd. Pretty much we're going to be talking about Christmas the whole time.
Oh, are we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Christmas questions.
Christmas questions, we want those sent in.
Yep.
And we appreciate it, guys. We're getting a lot of love when we put up Ask the Guys
It's a
questions.
popular segment.
Do you
We
know what
get a lot of
sucks
people-
though?
what?
About not about Christmas, but one of the aspects of Christmas. Santa hats are great. They're a great thing to wear. It's just so hot here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wear one for 5 minutes and like,
You can't wear the big ones.
nah.
You see those thin crap ones? that
No,
you see?
exactly. If you want this thick on the side,
Yeah.
big bauble on top. We've had a few places like when I've worked in restaurants and stuff, and like around Christmas you start wearing them, and then you start like getting faint because you're sweating so much. You're standing over the stove. But that's just the main thing these movies are doing to me. They're making me crave a white Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, I've had one.
Started snowing in Scotland last week.
Yeah.
Which is fuck
Christ,
because
that'd
2
be
years ago we
cold.
went there, it didn't snow the whole time we were there, whole December.
Typical. Typical Scotland.
Typical.
All right, let's jump into it. Answer the internet. It's one of our favourite segments here at AGT. It's more or less transgressing now.
Transgressing.
I love how
Stop using the word. You never use it right.
I know.
Oh man.
I love doing this to these guys.
Oh yeah, you do it on purpose, don't you, Chop?
100%.
Transgressing.
Or just said that now. So it's more or less converting into answer the guys. Well,
Answer
what would
the
you say?
fans.
Answer the fans. I like to put it. So we're answering the fans now. So this comes from Uncle Buffy, which I think is Adrian
That's
Russo.
Brother, yes. This is a surprise to me because I haven't seen this question yet.
Oh,
so-
this was
Okay.
the last minute. This
All
one
right.
snuck in.
Snuck in. Accidentally send a dirty text to your boss or a sexy voicemail to your mum.
Oh.
Brucey, you're first off the rank.
So what was it? Dirty text.
Dirty text to your boss, sexy voicemail to your mum. Which
Dirty
one?
text to my boss. I could explain that away
Okay.
because it's accidental. So that was meant for the missus. But if you do the voicemail to your mum, she obviously knows it's not for her. But
still.
you won't be able to look at her the
Nope.
same, and she will not be able to look
We're
at you the
talking
same.
about real deep shit.
Anything. I didn't like just saying it out loud.
Like-
Yeah, your mum hearing your voice is different.
I think of my boss right now, and I go, yeah, he'd probably laugh, and we'd go, oh, yeah, that's a good
Sorry,
one.
mate. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
If it was a female boss, maybe wouldn't go down as well.
So yeah, if
But
you send that to
I'd
a
still
female,
rather lose my job than send a sexy voicemail to my mum.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. That, you don't come back from that.
wow. Okay.
Especially some of the
Well,
shit that I say. No.
I answer this
And
differently.
also, my boss is Luca, so.
Yeah. I answer differently. I don't have a boss, so
That's true.
let's chuck another one in there for me then, so I can answer a bit differently.
Yeah, no, let's just change boss to employee.
Client.
Oh,
Client.
Oh, fuck. That's a tough one.
You just signed a client.
Then
First
then I'd
week.
have to take mum. I could not send a sexy, like if I just signed a client and I accidentally, like they're in my phone because obviously,
Yeah.
and I sent them a sexy,
text.
dirty text message, I would actually prefer to leave a voicemail to my mum. Because there's no coming back from that. That is like...
Yeah, but that's fine. You move on. You go, oh, well, we lost that client. On to the next client. You got to go and see your mum once
but
a week.
Loshy,
at
when,
dinner.
when you're a startup, mate, you can't just
Yeah, I know,
go,
but-
yeah, okay, we lost that client after we spent all that time trying to sign that client.
Okay, well, when you're eating at your mum's house on Tuesday night dinner, she's looking at you going,
I'll just say, Mum, I like the mung.
oh, so gross. But yeah, I'd leave a sexy voicemail for your mum too.
Yeah, fuck you.
Knowing Charles Smart, he's probably going to be banned from every family gathering.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have to look at her anyway.
And I'd love to hear the rebuttal voicemail she'd leave him cursing you out.
You're disgusting, Chris.
A lot of four-letter
You're a
words.
degenerate. Oh, that's a tough one, but that's a good little add-on there. That was great.
Definitely the boss, though. No way.
Oh.
Like, yeah, you can't.
I'm not
Yeah,
sending that sexy anything to
Your
clients.
mum's
too
holy grail.
holy-
Holy grail. That's
She's, the Holy Spirit.
that's
All right.
just a one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yucky.
Okay. Next question comes from Rob Pereira.
Now save that one for
Say
last.
that for last. Okay. It's from Simon, our good friend at Short Order Burgers. Simon,
Shout out to Short Order.
when you're going to sponsor us? We want to know. We want to do another giveaway in January. Actually, we could probably do this month.
It's Christmas. Well,
It's Christmas.
Hanukkah for Simon. So
Hanukkah for Simon.
yeah, shalom.
Shalom. Yes, we love all races and religions here at Any Give and Take, and we especially love our Jewish friends over
Mazel tov.
Mazel
Mazel
Tov.
tov.
They've got some great holidays, those guys. So this comes from Simon. What's the single best piece of advice you've ever received?
Chris, go first. I imagine you've had a lot of advice given to you.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this today, and it's bloody hard to narrow it down to one thing someone said to you that's made you go, wow, and that's changed your life in a lot of ways, like altered it.
Yep.
But it'll have to be, I'd have to say something my dad said to me in regards to how you treat people. And that seemed to have always stuck with me, especially going into business now. So I sort of think about that every day, especially when I'm going into clients and stuff like that. Like, even though clients
When
can
you're not
sometimes...
sending them text
We're
messages.
not sending sexy
dirty
text messages. You got to think, like, you don't know what sort of what's happening in people's lives outside of work. So when you're dealing with clients, make sure you always deal with them in a very respectful manner and in a very helpful manner, especially if you're in like client service side of the business. So that's something that's always stuck with me, and I use it every day. So I would definitely say that for my old man.
On you, George.
On you. Oh, look, I don't even know if I've been sat down and been given any sort of advice along those lines. But one thing I do carry, my older brother told me, is never burn a bridge. Never burn a bridge, not worth it.
I have burnt some bridges to the ground.
Yeah.
Because some people just aren't worth it, Adam, at the end of the day.
I understand that.
Some
chocolate,
people
like,
deserve
Chris
to be on that
London
fucking
Bridge
bridge and burnt down
as hard
with
as
the fucking
as hard
bridge.
as it is to do, sometimes
Name
it's
them,
best
go.
to just...
Huh?
Name them, go. Don't.
Oh, I
saw
fucking
your,
will.
Your face said you were about to go nuts.
No,
Anthony.
it's
One in
more about
particular.
just leaving them and just
Anthony.
moving on.
No, Nooch. I love Noochie.
Yeah.
Would never burn
that bridge
into
is
the ground.
burnt. So,
Oh, fuck off. Why?
I've been given a lot of advice.
I've given you a lot of advice.
Yeah. I haven't really taken on a lot of advice I've been given over the years.
But that could be what it's about. You know, you're doing your
I
thing.
remember you saying to me at that footy game, "Don't leave the 50."
And he
I left the 50. I tore my quad. One that sticks by definitely, and it's true that weed and beer, you're in the clear. Beer than grass. Beer than grass, you're on your ass. That's you got to remember
How many
that.
times has that happened to you?
Yeah, and you got to. That's good advice.
so weed then beer.
Weed and beer, you're in the clear. So if you smoke, then drink. Beer, then grass, you're on your ass.
Because it compounds
That's a good one.
the
But
alcohol.
On a serious note, there's one. I'm not a quote guy. I've never been that sort of guy. Quote. But there's just one quote. I remember seeing it years ago, and it stuck with me. It's actually a Dr. Zeus quote.
Dr. Zeus,
Yeah,
always good.
One fish, two fish. Nah. Be who you are. Say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind.
Be yourself.
So that, whatever. At that time, that really helped me, and that's one thing I've always just stuck by. And you guys know me. I've always been myself, and just don't give a fuck what people think. But that's one bit of advice that I really like, and that's that one quote that, does it for me.
I like that. That's a really good question. Thanks, Simon. We're thinking of doing a giveaway, so we may come. We may
So if you
come.
want to give some shit away,
We may come to you for a little short order voucher or something like that, and I'll show off. But free publicity, Simon. Not that you need it. You're doing really well, mate. Love the burgers. Next question comes from Rob Pereri, I believe it is. Pieri. If you could change the outcome of one sporting event in history, which one and why?
Now, I think we should do Mule last because
Why?
he would have a fucking long list of them.
oh yeah,
Right? Because
every Carlton game
Yeah.
from 1995 to present.
One event.
nah, so only one, but we'll each do a couple of honourable mentions because there's more than one. I was thinking about this when we got the question earlier today. Is that I thought about the heartbreaking moments like 2012 Grand Final against Sydney, Hawthorn against Sydney, Euro 2000,
That's a big
Italy
one.
against France, Champions League final, Juventus. You can name them.
Which one?
Any of them. Probably specifically the one against Milan. But like the Euro 2000 one, the Hawthorn one, is that I probably think that if they didn't happen, the success that happened after that wouldn't have happened. So we wouldn't have three-peated if we won that 2012 Grand Final. And Euro 2000, we probably wouldn't have won the 2006 World Cup.
So like the butterfly effect.
Yeah. So, look, I'd probably say it's my first sporting memory. And because he's my favourite player, it's still like I know I actually built character. It was a character building thing for him. But the 94 World Cup final. So Italy, Brazil, and Budjo misses the penalty that makes Brazil world champions. Now, as a 6-year-old kid, that is heartbreaking. But you don't really understand how big it is. The tournament is every 4 years. It's huge. It's the biggest sporting event in the world. And Italy didn't make another World Cup final until 2006. At that time, I think I cried after. I was just pretty devastated. But that's probably the sporting event that I'd take back.
All right.
I'd want it to go the other way.
Okay. I'm going to go a different angle with this one. All right. I'm going to wind it back to a sporting event in my life that I would love to wind it back to.
We're assuming that, yeah.
Do you remember when we went down to the Bunbury Carnival?
Oof.
Me and Rusey were playing for Perth at the time. We went down. I think we went down as we were under 15s, so we went down as an under 16s team because the Bunbury Carnival for all our soccer fans out there, if you don't know, Bunbury Carnival is a massive sports carnival down. It's played, I think, September holidays every year. Well, when we were kids, I don't know if it still is, but still is. I think it goes from under 12s, 14s, and 16s, and you play basically over 2 days. You play like six games, and there's finals everything on Sunday. It was renowned what we did. We used to stay at the Lord Forest Hotel, terrorise the hotel. It was one of the best parts of the holiday, but it was always the last week in the holidays. So you knew Tuesday or Wednesday you were back at school, which sucked. But it was such a good thing to look forward to all year, especially after, you finish the year. So me and Brucey went down with our under-15s Perth team. We went as an under-16s team. We had a few add-ins like Ralphie Italiano and stuff played with us.
Jeez, I can't even remember any of this.
Yeah. See, we overachieved, I think, because the under-16s weren't really that strong. And we played as an under-16s team. So we're playing all these older guys and that. We got to the final. It was hands down the worst weather I played sports in up until the Fruit Grand Final. It was torrential downpour. We got to the final. I think we were playing Bunbury in the final. So they were home ground advantage. Pissing down with rain. We had a pretty big crowd watching considering it was pissing down with rain. We got to golden goal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and these pricks.
Coming back now, Russo.
Yeah.
Little bit.
We were dominating, right? Well, I think we had that many chances in that game, but we couldn't convert any. And they got one on, and the guy slotted in golden goal, and that was it. That's one thing I regretted because we did so well to get to that final, and it was just like, shit, you lose it on golden goal, which sucked because golden goal's not even around anymore. But that's one thing I'd love to wind back and change the outcome. Would be nice to win that.
Yep.
Well, like you said, Russo, I could go on. Oopsie.
Again, Mill deciding to have a
It's a gong.
dong.
I could go on for hours about ones I want to change from a personal level, but
Is there a couple that you'd honourable mention?
there's been no real big games we've lost. It would have been nice to follow up the 99 prelim and win the 99 grand final.
It would have been nice if you were in a few more big games.
That's why it's
Recently.
like, oh, yeah, round 14, 2009. Like, who gives a fuck? So I'm just kind of used to that now. But I'm going to go a lot less selfish. It's actually very unselfish. And this is actually for the good of humanity. This one. 1968.
1968. You weren't even alive.
Neither were you.
So why was that affecting you so much?
No, you just let him finish.
Okay.
Minka. I said fucking...
1968.
Let him explain
That's all I
himself.
said. And he just...
I don't need to be explained.
1968, this guy was born.
Okay.
All right. Last week of the NFL regular season.
I remember. Just,
You guys remember this, okay?
Oh, yeah.
The 1-10-1 Buffalo Bills were going in to play the 9-3 Oakland Raiders.
Yep.
Okay. End of the game, towards the end of the game, missed field goal, couple stuff ups, block stuff, and the Bills lose 13-10. Losing that game gives them the first draft pick in the upcoming draft. With that pick, the Buffalo Bills select O.J. Simpson, running back.
Very good running back, I might add.
It's for Buffalo and in Buffalo where he meets his future partner. Okay? Meets her. Obviously later, allegedly, kills her. Representing him, Rob Kardashian.
Yes.
Gets brought to fame. The Kardashian becomes a bit of a name. Because of that missed field goal and all that, it gave the Kardashians a platform and a little bit of fame. And now today we have the Kardashians, as popular as they are, influencing girls and all that.
Oh, wow.
I love the direction you took that.
I applaud that because...
I said that's for
it.
humanity.
Love it.
Now girls have a false sense of beauty because of those fucking 3 idiot sisters and their... So yeah.
That is a good one, Losh. And that is a good question.
And I looked it up. If they had have won that, they wouldn't have got that pick. Philly Eagles would have taken that pick. Instead, Philly Eagles selected someone else instead of Joe Green. Mean Joe Green. But and also a honourable mention would be Colombia in the World Cup.
Oh, Andres Escobar.
Not scoring that
Yes.
own goal. Not dying. And it would have been nice to see what Colombia would have done because they had a team.
Yeah, so that actually... They fucked that World Cup.
Undefeated qualifying. They hadn't lost a game in a couple of years.
They were one of the favourites, I think, for that World Cup.
Definitely.
And I think the 94 World Cup has the best
Highlight
selection.
reel?
No, the best selection of strips,
Yeah.
100%.
right? And the 90s in general has it.
The 94.
If you want to know what...
94
Yeah.
has the best collection.
1,000%. Like that
You know, the
one.
Italy one is iconic.
They're all good.
It is. It
Yeah,
is
the
actually
Brazil-
iconic. The logo on the
Adidas
chest.
had the they were just so unique. They actually brought them back in the last World Cup.
Yep.
Baggier.
Adidas had
Colours.
shown signs in 1990 they were developing these types of strips, and then they just went gangbusters.
Yep.
And like I said, 94 is my first sporting memory because I can't really remember much sporting, like a few Hawthorn games before that, but 94 was the flicker.
Yeah.
And I remember getting up at like 2 o'clock in the morning as a 6-year-old, watching, I think Italy played Ireland and we lost 1-0. And I had this Irish friend at my soccer and he gave me shit. I was like, hated him for the rest of my junior football soccer career. But the Escobar one is like, that is, if you haven't seen the 30 for 30.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That is
Tale of
one
Two
of the
Escobars.
best sporting documentaries I've seen.
It's 2 parts, isn't it?
No.
No, it's just
Two Escobars.
It's just, and both of them, they didn't actually.
but it's like
They weren't actually friends. They weren't related.
No.
And I don't think
They
Escobar
knew each
had him
other.
killed either.
No, they knew each other. No, he was
Yeah. Pablo used to get the national team to go and play with him.
Play.
He
no
couldn't
because
leave.
Yeah,
but Andres Escobar played for Medellin,
Yeah.
which was owned by
Pablo.
and
Don Pablo.
and to be honest, the guy that actually killed Andres Escobar wasn't done by a gang or anything like
No,
that.
no.
He was
Just
just angry because he
angry fan.
lost a bet, cost him a
But they
bet.
killed him pretty much.
What are you
instantly
doing
as
though?
well, didn't
Like
they?
on that, because he got shot outside a nightclub.
Yeah.
Why were you going out in a nightclub?
Was it? Why can't he?
He wanted to be
Yeah,
with
but
his
like
people.
after that,
In the
I would
documentary,
have
they say like his sister even begged him not to go, and he
yeah.
said, "No, I need to
after
be with the
you
people."
lost, you just don't go out for a while.
And he was signed for
he signed
Milan,
he was going to play in
which
Italy.
at the time was the probably the biggest team in the world, and had the best. They probably had the best team in terms of a club.
Yeah.
And he was going there. He was going to play with like Maldini, Baresi, like Costa, like defenders of defenders. So him as like, and he was only 24, 25 years old,
Yeah,
and like he's cut in his prime because
Absolutely.
some dickhead decided.
yeah.
And that's the problem with Latin America, but it's another story entirely.
But it would have been interesting to see just from also if they had won the World Cup, like just to see
What would happen,
what would have happened in what Colombia would have been like had they won the World
If
Cup.
Colombia ever wins a World Cup, that country will explode.
Yeah, all the coke labs
Like-
would explode.
Yeah.
It really, like they would just. There's no. How do you stop those?
You
people?
don't.
Okay. Just think probably, what even, you know how you see those US cities that when they win a big sporting code like an
Yeah.
NFL or NBA for the first time in years,
Like
and they
Philly.
start riding and shit.
Yeah, it's
Like
that
Philly.
times 1,000.
Yeah. Like it's on steroids.
Yeah, everyone riding around in scooters with machine guns, just going.
It'd just be like, I don't think the party would ever stop.
Nah,
Nah, and nor should it.
till people just die.
All right, so we got one more question. This comes from our good friend Wits.
Wince
Wincy.
Wits.
It's a good one. It's a doozy.
Gretzky.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. He's
I
got a
bumped
little
into him
Wayne
on St. George's Terrace.
Oh, yeah.
Almost didn't recognise him without his hockey gear on.
Yeah, the great man. Anyway,
Lot smaller in real life. Eh?
Actually, it wasn't Terrace, Murray Street, but
this is an interesting one. Would you rather have whatever you are thinking to appear above your head? Okay, so just take that in. Whatever you are thinking to have appear above your head
so
for
people can see.
for everyone to see,
Yeah.
or have absolutely everything you do live stream for anyone to see. I would take this first off the bat. I would whatever I'm doing being live streamed to anybody, because
You can control
could
that.
think whatever the fucking weird shit that pops into your head from time to time, and that's being broadcast above your head.
What does that person look like naked?
Yeah.
I would love to punch this prick right
in the
right
face.
now.
Yeah, fuck
And
that.
just footage of you punching that prick.
Yeah, exactly.
With that prick looking at
Boys,
you.
yeah.
And you're like, how you doing? Just,
Yeah.
Shit.
Nice to meet you.
I feel like you'd
You get in
get into
so many
much more
fights.
trouble.
So many more.
So many.
Don't look at the tits. Don't look at the tits. Don't look at the tits.
Imagine like when you're sitting there and you're having it, and we've all been here. Everybody's been there. When you have to have a conversation with someone, you absolutely think the person's a nuffy.
Yeah.
and you're sitting there making small talk, and you're just like, God.
And in your head, it's just the monkey with a symbol just going,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, shut the fuck
Or just
up. Yeah, because you can't control what you think either.
No, you can't. Shit just pops into your head.
And sometimes it's like weird shit as well. And like real,
yes.
like very inappropriate stuff. And you're just like, whoa.
Yep.
You got to get that out of there. No control over that. Whereas if you live stream what I'm doing, what am I doing? I'm going to work. I'm coming home.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll take that. I think we're all in agreement with that. So thank you guys.
You can never, never let
you know,
anything you're thinking come above your head.
Moments of alone time, you don't want anyone else to say.
Oh, well, fuck it.
Yeah, but no, that's
I don't need to
do it.
That's going to happen anyway.
Yeah. Thank you guys for sending in through those questions. We love them. Keep them coming. Doesn't matter if you want to send them during the week or whenever you think of something, just DM us.
One more from a friend of ours. So the other night after the Bucks party, Chop, Massey,
great question.
Sanimal and I, we got a Uber from the Bucks party back to my house. And Massey was in the front seat and he just happened to say, man, I wish we were in America. I wish tomorrow being Sunday, because I wish we were in America tomorrow. You wake up for 12 hours, you just watch NFL.
Yeah.
And then you see the Uber driver kind of perk up a bit. He's like, oh, you watch NFL? Who's your team? And Max was like, Steelers, Giants, Cowboys, whatever. He's like, oh, I'm a Ravens fan. You know when people say they're a fan, you're like, yeah, this guy like, oh, yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Probably bought a hat.
Yeah. Knew everything. Good conversation.
Really hated McDaniels from Patriots.
Really hated McDaniels. Yeah, really.
He's very hateable, though.
To the point where I was like, dude, just keep your hands in the
Yeah.
steering wheel.
Stop looking at me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Drive the car.
He was like turning around.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He went back on his word. I was like, dude, just keep looking forward, man. We're driving.
And then he asked us as well, like, do you think it was Belichick or Brady? Like, who was?
That was a great question.
I was like, that's a pretty good question.
It's 100.
Well, it is a good question.
For me, it's 50-50. You
lean-
can't say one's
I
more than
lean
the other.
more towards Belichick.
So do I.
Yeah, but
I
see,
think
Belichick can coach all you like. You got to have the guy doing it. So
Yeah.
if I'm leaning anywhere, I'm
And
leaning
it is
to
the
Brady.
quarterback, so like that is the most important position in sport.
Well, just to put up what happened recently, they put up 45 points on the weekend. Cam Newton threw for 60 yards.
Yeah.
So he can put things together. And they
I-
won 45-0.
I
He's a
agree.
very good defensive coach, Belichick. Like, he shut down Herbert, who's been on fire.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to say who would you start a team with?
Belichick.
Would you start with Belichick?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's more quarterbacks who could have done that under Belichick than there are coaches who
Well,
could
if
have done
not
that with
that,
Brady.
something similar or close to. 'Cause
Yeah.
that is 6 from 9 is pretty fucking huge.
Going to 9 is plus the 2 that he's got at New York.
But look, guys, we absolutely love the questions you were sending.
That wasn't the question.
That wasn't. I was just. Well, yeah, it was. What?
No, it
Oh no,
wasn't.
the question.
Then
Sorry.
Massey followed up
Yes.
the next morning when we spoke about the thing and said, what is the strangest Uber or taxi experience you've ever had?
Oh,
Now, I know everyone's probably had the standard throwing up in,
Yeah.
throwing up on the outside of,
Yep. Cleaning it up.
or like just seeing it disappear down the window.
are
as
we
you
talking
roll
like
down.
even overseas and shit, like the little
See,
tuk-tuks in Thailand?
that's where my stories get a little bit twisted if we start going international. Because Southeast Asia, I've done some shit in some tuk-tuks and been to some places.
Yeah.
And my mum listens to this, so I probably don't
Yeah,
want to talk.
don't. But
so-
we all have had crazy taxi rides.
Linda,
overseas.
just ask him what happened in
I'm trying to
Thailand.
think of one that really stands out. Oh, funniest one was for me and Nutra, we just finished up at Tomorrowland. We're in Belgium. So we're trying to get to the international airport and we get an Asian driver. Asian. Probably the only Asian guy in Brussels.
I doubt it.
No, but yeah, how's this? Didn't speak Belgian, only spoke Asian.
Spoke Asian, did he?
Sorry.
Spoke Asian.
I'm presuming he was...
Didn't speak European. Didn't speak European. Only spoke Asian.
Oh, fuck, it's late, people. Give me a break.
Oh,
He spoke,
you
sorry,
can't blame it
Chinese.
on the
Chinese.
lateness.
He was Chinese. Actually, I think he was probably Japanese now the more I think about it.
What did Chinese speak, Chop?
Chinese, you fuckhead.
No, they don't.
What?
It's Mandarin, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Or Cantonese.
Oh, okay.
Cantonese.
Great.
So China, the capital of Asia, yeah?
Yeah. Sorry. Fucking capital of the world right now.
Yeah.
Where they are. Okay, I actually think more likely Japanese moving into it, but he didn't speak English. So we were trying to get him to go to the international airport. Anyway, we I worked out probably as we were pulling in that we were catching one of the budget airlines, which flew out of another airport. So not only was it an hour taxi ride there, it was an hour taxi ride to the other airport. It was a €350 cab.
Ooh.
I had Anthony losing his marbles.
That's a very
Whose fault was it?
Well, fuck, you couldn't really blame anyone because we both hadn't slept. I just said, we're going
Take us
to
to the
Barcelona.
airport.
Take us to the airport. I didn't know there was 2 airports. I'd never been to.
Probably should have researched it. Hey, Chop.
I'd done everything else.
Do you know what I don't get? You got to give big respect to like these people that have not long been in the country and they become a taxi driver.
Absolutely massive respect.
If I'm in, I wouldn't drive around Melbourne. Like I don't know my way around there. Like
you experience it here, like Uber drivers.
These days it's a lot easier.
Yeah,
though.
like,
can you imagine going to like all right? So you get a guy from I don't know Slovakia. He comes here.
Pre-iPhones, no chance.
Yeah, all right. So within 2 weeks, a guy comes here from Slovakia, say. Not much English, hardly any English, and becomes an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going to Slovakia, the other way around, and in 2 weeks becoming an Uber driver?
Yeah,
And
no
just
chance.
driving around in a country that you have no idea about, in
To
a
be
language
honest,
you have
I've
no
watched
idea
a lot of
about.
documentaries in that part of the world, and those taxis just end up in some
Grey. Place.
in some area where there's not many people around and shit happens in the taxi.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, it'd probably be a good gig to go to Slovakia and drive some taxi.
Is that a fake taxi by any chance?
Yeah, great. That was great. Have you guys got any?
No, none that really stand out. I mean, that one the other night was pretty good.
Yeah,
Other
that was
than
actually.
Mason's a taxi pest, taxi driver pest. Like he fucking does their heads in.
I hate speaking to the taxi
I
driver.
can't cop it, eh?
So if you get into an Uber, do you go straight to the back seat?
Yeah.
Back seat, don't want to talk to you.
I can't do it. And
What
every
do you
time-
mean you can't do it?
Every time I order one, I walk close. I'm like, come on, Delman, you can do it. I remember, I'd finished work and I had my bag with me. I'd open the back door.
Do you sit in the back when we went to
Yeah, you have to. Now you have to. But I'd put my bag in the back and then I'd go and sit in the front.
Nah.
And then I think I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm put my headphones
Nah.
on. And in 3 minutes, it's like, so how's your day been, mate? And then I just start.
So you start or he starts?
I start.
Oh, Lord.
What's wrong with you, man?
He's such
I
a
just-
loving
I
fart.
can't do it. It's like even like when I get a haircut, I like to talk to. Like I don't want to, but I can't.
It's
physically
natural
not
for
do
you.
it. Yeah.
See, I can't sit in the front. I'll catch any. I was just sitting in the back. I don't want to sit in the front unless I
Now
have
you're
to.
forced to sit in the back, so it's good.
Yeah.
But before I sit in the front,
Nah.
I talk, and then I end up
Can't
knowing
cop
all
that.
about them, and then 9 times out of 10, not so much now that I don't work in restaurants, but it's you work at a restaurant. My friend works at a restaurant. I'm like, everyone's friend works at a fucking restaurant, mate. Like, so
Nah,
it's
see,
always just small talk.
I can't. I don't want to talk to the taxi driver.
Neither do I.
Like, it's just, what are we going to talk about?
I don't want to know. I don't want to make
meeting
small
you for
talk.
the first time. Don't
Oh,
know you.
Making small talk's hard
Right.
enough.
But I always just ask what part of India from, north or south. I don't even know.
He's a white guy.
But that's my go-to. I'm like, I don't even know which one's like what the difference is. I don't even know why I asked that question.
See, the thing is, like, I don't.
I'm not saying they're all Indian,
Yeah,
but
I don't
most of them
really
Indian.
like. I make small talk all day for
Yeah.
work, so I don't
Exactly.
really want to get into a car and make small talk.
Like I said,
now,
I don't
granted,
want
if
to
they
either.
start talking to me, I will talk back.
Yeah.
But try and like get it to a point where it just stops naturally.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like the fake phone call or anything like that?
Yep.
Or you just pretend that you're like on a call, so you get your headphones on?
Absolutely. I stick my headphones in. Yeah, talking.
I won't do a
It's the
fake phone
worst.
call. I'll just call
Do
someone.
you know what? Even for them, if that's their job, and they're picking up people all the time. Imagine how many times they have the same conversation over and over again.
See, I
you
wouldn't.
know?
I wouldn't want to
I
have
wouldn't
that
want to talk if I
conversation.
was a taxi
Yeah, but
driver.
then don't become an Uber driver.
No,
I
just
won't
let
be.
them sit in
Yeah,
the car.
that's true. I just can't help it. I'm just a nice guy, I guess.
Yeah.
The best is actually
Let's not go that far.
large dog. His go-to question is always just, you bowl offies or leggies? It's always just the best one. And they always perk up and they get so excited because they start talking about medium pace, actually, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
All right, let's jump into sports. Obviously, NFL, EPL.
Huge
Pretty much
weekend.
the only things going around
Huge
at the moment.
weekend of sport. Well, actually, you know what? There's an NBA trade. Westbrook got traded to the
Yeah, that was
to the
interesting.
Wizards.
Bit of a
Which
nothing trade.
look, I think the Wizards win that trade. Mainly,
Really?
yeah, because the John Wall contract is just as bad as Westbrook's, and it's a bit longer. And
Yeah, but John Wall may be a better fit for Houston. Have you seen what
first
Harden's
of all,
doing?
Harden's not playing there.
Yeah.
And second of all, Walls hasn't played more than 50 games in a year since 2017. and the NBA season's 82 games plus playoffs.
So it's Harden
Houston
not
fans
play,
must
or?
be heartbroken. Right
Well-
now, he's going to strip clubs and not rocking up to train.
I reckon he's holding out.
He smokes so much weed, by the way.
He looks like he does.
Always. Have you ever seen the footage of him and
They
Westbrook
can be breened.
at the baseball game? And they're sitting behind the catcher.
And
And,
the
someone hits
ball
a
comes
foul
and
ball.
they react like...
Both at the exact same time move to the side. 3-second delay.
Yeah.
And they just look at each other. They look like two of them are stone cunts.
His eyes are always red.
Always red.
Yeah. But they're allowed to play breened, aren't they?
They are. So many guys have come up afterwards and said they were stoned for every game.
They're not bringing that. They're bringing that into the NFL
It's already.
next year.
they're
It's
not-
already.
Yeah, they're not testing for it. So you're not like, it's frowned upon.
I
but
wonder
they
how
don't
quickly
test
they'll
for it.
be brought into the AFL once it's
gotta-
legalized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be legal first.
Yeah. And so I think Harden will get a trade. But to be honest, it's hard because there's no teams in the NBA that can actually do the trade. So the only one that you can think of is actually Ben Simmons from Philly. Trade to the Rockets.
What the
And
hell
make it
was
hard.
Brooklyn going to give him? Because that's where he was
Well,
rumored
that's
to
it.
go.
Like if you're Houston, why would you take Brooklyn's offer? Because it's like we don't want these bunch of role players.
Mm.
Who are they offering?
Just like
Don't know. No one you know.
Dinwiddie,
No
Christian
one we know.
Wood, no one you know. Like it doesn't make any sense. And if you're Brooklyn, do you want like Kyrie and Durant?
Yeah, how do you play
Harden, Thompson?
Kyrie,
Be
Harden,
hard.
and Durant in the same team?
But it'll be
Durant
interesting to
needs the
see
ball.
what Westbrook does at the Wizards, his own team with Bradley Beal, good player, and he seems like the guy. He is your quintessential. He's good being the number one guy on a mediocre team.
Yeah, so why leave Oklahoma then? He went to Oklahoma to try to win one.
No, because Oklahoma traded him.
Yeah, but it's obviously because he wanted to
Well,
go.
he approved the deal because he thought going to Houston, I might have a chance to win one.
Yeah.
But he learned his lesson. He had one season. It's like, it's not for me. I'd rather be playing, doing what I want to do. Whereas at Oklahoma, they were like, no, we don't want this contract anymore. It's too onerous. We gave him too much money.
Yeah.
And so they're guaranteed. So like you have to find someone else to take on that money.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It'd be sweet to see the AFL adopt the expiring contract sort of methodology. Teams with big contracts traded. Like there's a guy, and that's what Collingwood just did. Essentially, what they should have done is owned it. Said, all right, we've got these big contracts. We need to clear some cap space. We're going to trade them for fucking nothing.
Sorry, just on that, who had the rumor on Buckley? Because we knew that a couple of weeks ago. Someone gave us the rumor thing.
It's going around.
It's going around that he got
last year.
getting divorced, and then he's got divorced in the last 2 weeks.
We don't know who had the rumor.
No, but I remember we read it. Like I remember someone showed me it. I was saying out of used
Wasn't
to.
there he was rooting someone?
no,
Yeah.
she was rooting someone.
Yes.
Right. Dirty tart.
None of this is come out.
Allegedly.
It's alleged.
We broke it here first in AGC.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
no, let's jump into the NFL.
No, it was a big weekend. Let's start with Losh.
I'm
How pumped are you?
All right. Currently in the NFL, there are 4 teams with a 4-game winning streak or higher. No, there's not. Sorry, I was going
Chiefs,
I was going to say the Steelers, but no, they're not.
That's awkward.
isn't it?
Sorry, San.
No, don't say
Chiefs.
sorry, John.
Chiefs, Browns, Saints, and the New York Football Giants. Since week 8, we are 4-0. We started 1-7 with a 2% chance of winning division. Now we have a 66%.
What did Chop say at the start of the season about your New York Giants?
Do you remember?
What did I
Chop?
say?
Completely writing them off. We were a joke
I don't
of
know.
the club.
I'm
an
more worried about-
embarrassment.
No.
I think someone-
Your GM's a fucking embarrassment.
Daniel Jones is an embarrassment. No,
Yeah.
No, hang on.
All right,
hang
Jones
on.
didn't play.
I said he's not proven yet. I never said. I just said
This is all
there's
without
too much
your
hype
best
around
player.
him.
Yep, this is all without Saquon.
Yeah, but you haven't had Saquon for 2 fucking years. So don't give me
we've
like
never
he's not
really
your best player. I'm sorry. If he hasn't played in 2 years, he's not your best player.
A healthy Saquon Barkley is almost the best player in the fucking league.
Yeah. And so
Sorry.
that was a ultra impressive win.
Yeah, like, you know how you can just get a couple lucky wins together, whatever. We're genuinely looking good.
Yep.
The defense.
Well, we actually saw that because they were having a few honourable losses.
yeah, real close.
Close.
2 points, 1 point.
Should have win.
Yeah.
Should have won. You could easily have a winning record right now.
Definitely.
So-
5-7.
What is it?
5 and 7.
You're 5 and 7.
Yeah.
And Washington are now 5 and 7 as well. 5 and 8.
5 and 7 as well, but we've got the tie break against them because we've beaten them twice.
You've been twice. So you're on top. I thought they played a game. They got a game in hand on you though.
Everyone's caught up now.
Everyone's caught up now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have the Panthers and the Bucks had a bye this week.
And then what?
that was the
Me,
last two.
us, and Philly are 3 and whatever.
Philly are 3, 6 and 1, and you're 3 and 7. Not 3 and 7, 3 and
8, 9.
No, we can't be because
Yeah, 3 and
we're
9.
playing catch up game
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, you play tomorrow.
Or 3 and 8.
Yeah.
So you're top of the division.
Yeah.
You're in
Will
the
you
4th
stay there?
seed. If you make the playoffs, who do you play? The 5th seed, which is the Bucks, isn't it?
Would be the Bucks, or it would be the San Francisco.
No, it wouldn't be San
I'm
Fran.
not Seahawks, or depending how they
Well,
go.
it'd be either
Depending-
Seahawks or Rams.
Seahawks or Rams, depending how that finish, or the Bucks.
So
Beating the Seahawks, no
could you
worries.
beat? Oh, you're obviously beating the Seahawks.
And you'll be playing at home as well.
Yeah.
Could you beat the other two?
I don't think we could beat the Rams.
Rams look good.
I think once you put Donald and all that, like they've already beaten us. I think that's the only real tanning we've gotten this year.
Yeah.
Was the Rams
And
it
you
was one
nearly
other
beat the Bucks, I think.
team. We held it with the Bucks. We stayed with them. We stayed with this. We stayed with everyone. There's only that one blowout.
Yeah.
The only team that I can say out of right now that is Super Bowl ready is obviously Kansas City.
Yeah.
I watched Pittsburgh today while I was working, and I was like, "How's this team?"
Just good record.
That 14-0. They were
They
they were
had
14
good schedule,
14-0 up at halftime. They didn't rock up after halftime, and they've been lucky in a few games to get away with wins as well. So
Look, when you've got essentially a overhyped game manager at quarterback, I don't think he's. I mean, let's give him some credit because he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, but he didn't win a Super Bowl MVP. He's not even that quarterback anymore.
no,
So
I-
he is a guy. He manages the game, makes a few, doesn't make many mistakes, even though today he made a few.
yeah, I can name
So
one.
he doesn't make many, and that it gets the Steelers through because their defense is elite. They can carry them. The running backs aren't even that good. They've
He's
got
only
good-
thrown 2 interceptions all year. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, and his wide receivers are excellent. So
Could be a little bit more.
he probably he's probably been a little bit better than a game manager, but he's not going to win them the Super Bowl.
No, he's not enough.
He's not enough.
That decision he made today on a 4th and 1 to throw to an absolute nobody who'd only had 2 receptions all year with his wide receivers and tight ends baffled the living. Not only that, the guy was wide open as well.
Chop, you're
all he
very,
needed
you're
was
very
a better
upset
throw.
about it. Did it cost you a bet?
Absolutely did. It's all right. I won it back in the next game. Don't worry about that.
But
At Buffalo.
what I
at
don't
over
get is
40.
4th and 1. Run the ball.
Yeah.
Every play is designed to go
Connor's
more than
out,
a
but
yard.
hey, he didn't play today.
I just understand like how many times you pick up 3, you pick up like run the fucking ball.
Oh, no, but the guy was open. They had him. They had the D, but just needed to be a better throw.
Yeah.
This, I don't know if it's just me paying more attention to it, but seems to be a lot more just idiotic decisions by coaches. Maybe a
Trying
lot
to be
of dumb,
too
lot more
smart,
dumb
yes.
coaches in the league now. And speaking of dumb coaches, the Raiders Jets game has to go down.
Well, that was
As
actually
one of
the Mike Mush bet.
Yep.
So what are you now?
9 and 3. Now, that was the first time I let either of you influence me.
Okay, 1 for the good guys.
All right. Now, I will note that before I made my decision on
All
the
right.
Raiders Jets game, which we will deep dive into because there are some interesting points about that game, I did start by saying I liked the Colts on the line, which covered. And I also said I liked the Saints on the line, which covered. So I'm going to go with my gut from now on. Lions.
This is what you should do.
Yeah, I know. All right. I panicked last week. I wasn't prepared. Hadn't really looked at it before the game.
Preparation is the key to
Proper
success.
preparation prevents piss poor punting.
Yes, what is it?
It is this week the Green Bay Packers, who I think are rolling,
They're good.
Green Bay from
Green Bay have won me
Wisconsin.
some money.
up against Detroit. Now, Detroit had a win against Chicago, but
Yep.
Chicago are so bad. They're so
They
bad.
blew
They
that game.
suck.
They're
They're
so bad.
Had,
You know,
What,
I like
they're
seeing
up by
Adrian Peterson scoring again. He's getting some.
He's had a good year.
He's had a
He's
great
real
year.
good
I've got him
And
in
a
one of my fantasy
shithouse team.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the Packers. They're at -7.5 at the moment on Bet365 to beat the Lions.
And
to cover
Aaron
the Lions.
Rodgers loves that Detroit stadium. It's where he threw his Hail Mary that won him the game.
True.
Two. All right, let's dive into this. Probably the worst play call that I've seen in a long time.
So
other than our 4th
for
and
those
1.
that haven't seen it, the Jets who are 0-11 was 0-11, or are they now 0-12?
0-12 now.
Yep, 0-11. They're playing for the number 1 pick, which is Trevor Lawrence, which is from all accounts, a once in a generation quarterback.
Runner, thrower from Clemson.
So from what you need as a team, the Jets need Trevor Lawrence. He could change their franchise. They play, not the game of their lives, but they play very well.
Best game
Raiders
they played all year.
just weren't they
I
were
don't know
nowhere
what
near
fuck's
it.
happened to the Raiders.
So they're leading by 4,
Mm-hmm.
and Raiders start. I think they started from the 25-yard line, whatever it was.
The pass was made on the 50-yard line.
So so there was it 10 seconds to go, or less
Last
than,
play of the game.
less than 10 seconds. Now ESPN brought out a stat. In the last 15 years, there had been 250-something games that met this criteria. Less than 15 seconds. The team with the ball
One
was
score.
within 4 or 7 points, so needed a touchdown.
Score, yep.
Not just a score,
Sorry,
needed a touchdown.
yeah.
And I think they were the 2 criteria. Any other doesn't matter. And in every single one of those plays, the defensive team never rushed more than 6 players. The Jets rushed every single player,
Bar one.
bar their cornerbacks. 2 cornerbacks.
And one was he was there the whole
So
way.
actually, no, I think they
Craig
rushed.
throw.
They rushed 8.
They rushed 8.
They did rush
So
8.
there was 3. There was obviously there was the safety.
Maybe a safety, yeah. Safety.
One in there. No, there was one in the middle, two
so
corners.
safety in the
So
middle, 2
they
corners.
They rushed 8. They rushed the whole basically offensive,
So
defensive line.
essentially, all they did was leave the wide receiver 1-on-1.
And not just a wide receiver, Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
Henry Ruggs
Runs a 4-3.
yeah,
Against an
and-
undrafted free agent cornerback. Right.
He would have loved that.
And instead of the coverage being, okay, we just can't be beaten by the deep ball. If you don't want to lose, you just
The only
all
way
you
we
need to
can
do
lose.
is keep them in front of you, make the tackle in open field. The time would have run out. You would have won the game.
Or all you do is drop back your 3 back line,
Well, that's-
like your whole
it's-
back line, drop them onto the fucking
But that's
goal
what
line there.
That's most teams in that situation would play zone coverage.
Rush 4.
Yeah.
Rush 4.
And rush for and just make sure, like, let them have the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Because if
Carr's
they get
not
the
going to
ball,
run it. Carr's not going to run
Right.
it and get pick up.
So-
And there's no time left. They had to score.
So
They had to score.
they essentially, and look, we're not saying that the Jets bet on to lose, but there's something real fishy about that decision. And actually, the play before, the same thing essentially happened, but Carr overthrew a pass to who's the other receiver for the Raiders? Agolnahor or something?
Aguilar.
And so they've essentially decided to throw the season.
Definitely.
So the Jags, who they didn't throw it, but they essentially they didn't want to win against the Vikings. They went to overtime. They were like,
Nah.
That defensive coordinator for the Jets got sacked.
Yep.
Now, heads had to roll. The NFL were made to look like idiots.
That was terrible.
That was.
You can't say the NFL was made to look like
That
idiots.
hurts the brand, mate. Like,
Why?
if you've
It's a
got
great
team-
ending to a game.
If you've
No,
got a
that
team,
was active
Yeah.
tanking.
Yeah.
Actively
tanking.
Hang on. Actively tanking would mean rushing 11 blokes.
No,
Sorry, Adam. Okay.
Rushing
Okay,
11
sure.
blokes.
They had the
that
corner.
has to be one of the stupidest things I've ever hit. You can't rush 11 blokes because then the rest of the wide receivers just run up the field and there'd be 4 guys by themselves.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would be
That's
actively
even
tanking.
that's more blatantly stupid.
Well, that's what I'm
That's-
saying.
that's-
That's what I'm saying.
If
You
that
can't
happens,
you
then
can
there's
get
a-
stupider.
If that-
stupider.
if
if
you
that
want to lose
happens-
something, you can lose in a way that
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
Up.
explain
But
it.
in
Oopsie,
saying that,
oopsie.
if you watch the play, the
If you
corner,
rush 11, there's an investigation after that game.
The corner was. That's what I'm just saying. That's what the point I'm making. You can get even worse.
Mate,
The corner was there.
They still had to make the play.
And he was a fucking great throw.
Yeah, it had to be a perfect
And he
throw,
hit him
yeah.
on the dime in stride, and the corner was right with him. The corner was only maybe a foot or 2 behind. It wasn't like he was 3 meters in front of him. Just took it on the chest. Took it in stride.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
so-
lovely.
Do you watch NFL?
Oh, shut up, Adam. Do I watch NFL? Don't
His
give me that
face when he
bullshit.
asked it as well.
Okay, do you watch
The
NFL?
cornerback starts
Shut
3
up.
meters off the wide receiver.
Oh,
And he's finished 2 meters in front of him.
He wasn't 2 meters in front of him.
Go watch the play again.
I'm bringing up the play
Go
now.
watch the play.
Henry Ruggs runs like a 4.2 40.
You gotta watch the play again, Chop.
So he's very quick. Your Colts had a good win against the Texans.
Good enough.
Scrappy win. Good enough win.
We
DeForest
almost cost
Buckner.
ourselves with the 4th and 1.
DeForest Buckner's massive for you.
Yeah.
He is you.
And yeah, we have a big game, I think, this week against.
I was actually going to take the Colts this week.
We're underdogs, I think.
No, you got the Raiders
Oh, that's right.
at Las Vegas.
Need to win that.
You have to win that. I don't know what's happened with the Raiders. How can you beat
Here we
the
go.
Chiefs once and then not just beat the Chiefs once, push them again the second time, but then you almost lose to the Jets?
Why is Chop sticking up for the Jets here?
Here we go. So they're on the 46.
I can't see for everyone at home.
Throws it at the 50.
Double movement. Yeah, shit, he's about 2
Yeah,
meters.
Chop.
Double
So
movement.
I'll accept your apology in writing.
No, you're wrong, Roos. It wasn't 2 minutes.
You're wrong. It wasn't 2. It was about 5.
It was 4 or 5. Exactly.
Now, if you have a look at this, he's done a double movement here. He's absolutely
Yeah,
done.
juicy.
He's done the quarterback.
Yeah.
So the double movement, right? If you're the cornerback, where else is he trying to get to?
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh.
He's only trying to get
He's
to the
not
end
trying
zone.
to pick up a yard to get first down. The only option is over the top.
Whoa, oh.
So
Oh,
either the cornerback is
yeah.
one of the stupidest players in the game, and the defensive coordinator has said
So
to him,
there's still 5 seconds to go. So they could have got a first down there, and they had no timeouts. So realistically, he had to get out of bounds. So what's he done here?
You're right. He shouldn't be watching the play.
Why is he should be just going
He
straight
should
down.
just be covering the end zone.
Don't worry about it.
And just get the other side.
but that's it.
I guess he didn't want to get caught with Ruggs catching the ball and then Ruggs having 3 or 4 meters between him because then he would have got done anyway. Ruggs would have got around him anyway.
Either way, he's going to get done.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can give him the middle of the field. You
Exactly.
can give him
Give him the middle. You're
give him
gonna
a
get
lateral
the safety's going
movement.
to come.
You can give him all that. Like that was, and it looked,
just gonna have a
it
look at
looked
it
like the
lined up.
defensive coordinator had told him, "Don't give him those things that you should have given him,"
Yeah.
because he did the exact thing that you shouldn't do in that situation.
Okay, so they've got four guys back.
Yeah, but watch him rush.
So one rushes.
Even that middle safety comes in.
Oh,
They only got 3.
what? See, that guy there is more stupid than anyone. What's he doing there? He can't affect the play.
Because Greg
they
Williams
were
has told him,
they told him
"Rush.
to do this.
We
So
need
no,
to
but-
lose this game.
He's pointing at. Oh, look! Did you see him jump in the air and try and block that ball? Then, oh my god!
It's
When do we play the New York? When do we play the Jets? We may win one more game.
you don't
Son of a bitch!
have that.
See, that is like I've seen teams go. The Cleveland Browns went 0-16,
Yeah,
but even they weren't as
Hey,
blatant.
they generally didn't have a good defense.
No, exactly.
The Jets actually have some players. They just suck.
I think Darnold's hard done by. He's surrounded by.
Well, I
a
was
very
thinking about
shit
this.
team,
I reckon if he goes to a good team,
Patriots.
Patriots.
I was thinking the Colts.
Yeah, but why would you get rid of Cam? Cam to me is done all
Nah,
right in a
nah.
new.
No, he can't
Nah.
throw more than 5
They had
yards.
65 yards on the weekend. All right, they put up 45 points. One was a punt return. One was on defense.
Why can't he throw? Is he reckon his shoulders done?
Cam hasn't been good since week 2.
Yeah, week 3, week 2, because I had him in my fantasy. I traded him out.
To be fair, I don't watch much of the Patriots because I'm just sick and tired of them winning. So it's good to see him losing. But
He's not.
You reckon they get rid of
he's
him?
good for this year for $1 million because it doesn't hurt the salary cap and all that. But
you don't reckon they keep him?
They might, maybe if they do keep him, but I can't see him start. They keep him as a backup. I can't see him being a starting quarterback next year.
No.
I can see Sam Darnold going there.
You see Sam Darnold starting over him.
Sam Darnold's. Have a look at some of the plays. Watch a highlight state where he trucked through. Did you see when he trucked through and he scored? Like, he's just surrounded by a very average team, man, with a very average system, with a very dog shit coach.
Oh, there's big raps on him. They were big raps on him at
At
the
USC.
draft.
Yeah, USC, he was big.
So-
It was three of them. Baker,
There'd be a lot of
Rosen.
good teams that-
Rosen's not even. Is he even in the NFL anymore?
Yeah, he's on
Probably the funniest-
Dolphins.
And you
He's
could-
third at Dolphins, third string at Dolphins.
Yeah.
The
Probably
Jets
the-
would probably request a first rounder, but they're not going to get it
They're not going to get a first
because
round.
no one's going to go. Well, he's going to sit on your bench
No.
because you're getting Lawrence. You're not going
Well,
to
he's
not play
there's
Lawrence.
there's not many starting QB positions up for grabs. When you think about it, there isn't really many out there anymore.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is like if
Like, there's only-
Rivers decides at the end of the year to retire,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sam Darnold could work well in that team because they're a
look,
good team.
We have to find a young or a good quarterback somehow.
But I don't think you bring in Darnold to be your day one number one. I
See-
think you bring in Darnold behind someone to start because you don't.
Maybe, but he's been in the league 3 years. So
Same draft as Josh Allen.
There's,
Josh
there's
Allen
really
looks like
only
a-
3 quarterbacks they reckon going in this year's draft. Fields, the guy from that Mac Brown, and obviously
Mac Jones or whatever.
Clemson's Trevor Lawrence.
now, to be honest, you're not going to draft anyone other than Lawrence or maybe that Fields that will start.
Fields is gone.
Week
I'm
1.
actually hoping we draft him. I love Dak, but fuck if we can get someone like that. He is unbelievable. And he's a runner, and he's a deep thrower, and he's that fucking good. I would love him. Any team that ends up with him, he could be the next Patrick Mahomes the way he throws the ball. He's very similar. I think he's better than Lamar Jackson.
It's a big call.
Yeah.
Big call for someone who hasn't played in the NFL yet.
I rate him.
I feel bad for Lamar Jackson that he's dropped off a bit. I like Lamar Jackson.
He'll come back.
He'll come back. There's that shit, yeah.
RG3 was playing.
Yeah,
And then did his hemi.
kind of playing. He showed up.
Well, gents, we're at another end of an episode. Thank you, guys. Subscribe to the podcast. Share it. We're trying to build this thing. We love you guys.
You've been listening to Any Give and Take. Follow the boys on Instagram and Twitter at Any Give and Take.
You don't need wings.